Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to the Monalisa Monroe Morning Show. Grab your coffee or your tea, hunty, because we have a lot to talk about. But before we get started on those red hot topics, please go to my website, www.monalisamonroe.com. We've got t-shirts, we've got mugs, we've got toast. Believe me, we've got you covered. And also, you could purchase my book, Life After the Diagnosis. If you know a survivor or you are a survivor, this is the book that you need. Well, let's go ahead and get this party started right, shall we?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Monalisa Monroe Morning Show, honey. Grab your coffee and your tea because we have a lot to talk about today. And trust me, I'm going to start with the good stuff, okay? But before we do all of that, I want you to go to the website. Website is what? The website is www.monalisamonroe.com. And as I stated before, this makes a wonderful Christmas gift. All the items on the website, www.monalisamonroe.com. If you don't know what to give your friends, your family, your coworkers, we've got mugs, we've got t-shirts, we've got the works. So go to the website, www.monalisamonroe.com. And also, I would like for you to click like and share the show because you are the reason why we are still on, honey. And this is our second year and we are excited about it. And we want you to click like and share the show. And we want you to comment on the show because that's what makes the show flow. Your comments, your feedback, your input, everything that we do on the show is because of you. It's because of you. What would we do without the portraits in the gallery? Nothing, because we're nothing without you. So please click like and share the show. Please leave a comment. And above all else, go to the website, check us out, see what we're all about. Okay? Now, if you are new to the show, this is what we do here at the Monalisa Monroe Morning Show. We talk about what you're talking about, and it is sort of summarized in 3 red hot topics. Now, it has been done, and it has been told, and it has been said that I have had more than 3 red hot topics. I can't help it because if you guys are talking about a lot, I got to sort of try to do my best to summarize it into 3 points. So today, I think I did a pretty good job summarizing all of what's happening on social media and all that good stuff to 3 topics. So let's get into it. Let's get it. Okay, so the first red hot topic, of course, we all know who's coming home. WNBA star Brittany Griner released in the United States because of a Russian prisoner swap. We swapped Brittany for a prisoner from Russia that they wanted, and so we're like going, we want Brittany. They said they want this other cat, and so we did the swap. And this was supposed to happen, I think, months ago. But it has now happened, and Brittany is now home. How do you guys feel about the time frame that Brittany was in the jail? How do you feel about the treatment that she received while she was in jail? How do you feel about that was the only way that we brought her home was a prisoner swap? How do you feel about this whole ordeal? I know when we first aired the situation, we had people saying, hey, you're not in the United States. This country has different guidelines, different laws. Why would you take marijuana. Why would you take this oil, or this oil that was, I don't understand it. But anyway, this illegal item that was seized in the airport. Why would you even chance it in another country? So that's what was said in the original post when we first broke the news. And of course, it was feelings going back and forth. And also, what was said in the beginning of the broadcast when I first released this information. What was said in the WNBA is they told them not to protest because you will mess with Brittany being locked up. So that's the reason why you didn't hear from any of them protesting to get her back home. Now, if y'all remember in 2020, and I think in 2021, the WNBA were the loudest when it came to equal pay, equal rights, the whole 2020 racial injustice. I mean, they were out there, okay? And for them not to say anything, you would wonder, what is that about? Well, that's what it was. The WNBA was told not to protest, not to say anything because it would jeopardize Brittany being in prison. So they didn't. And so I'm just, curious to know what you thought about the whole ordeal. And what do you think about uh, them arresting her, keeping her there, and all that? Please click the new features on Facebook that allows you to send us stars. This helps support this platform and allows us to keep bringing you these programs. Thank you, our Black media. Thank you, thank you. And that's true. Click like and share, give us some stars, give us all the love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this is, yeah, I mean, what in the world? I didn't have much to say when it first got out because I was like, what did she do that required prison time like that? But then when you start thinking about and started reading up on other countries and their laws, you would think, what in the world? Why would she even chance it? All the above. But she is home now. And so I'm waiting I'm going to put my ear to the concrete and to the ground and find out what is everybody saying about Brittany coming home. Are you happy? Are you mad? Are you sad? I mean, I don't know. How do you feel? What is your emotions about Brittany coming home? And I have to say, I mean, because I remember the WNBA on, man, they brought the noise. And for them not to say anything about one of their own being locked up in another country, that just did not sound right to me. So after finding out that they were told not to, because if they did, it would jeopardize her being in prison. And that's the reason why you didn't hear from the ladies, because baby, the WNBA gets down with equal pay, justice for all, civil rights. I mean, they are down for the cause. And it just seemed a little, ooh, when you didn't hear what they thought or, why they didn't protest. So that is the reason. And that's red hot number one, because, hey, everyone was talking about bring her home. Well, she is home. How do you feel about it? What you think? Red hot number two is Meghan and Harry, Prince Harry's documentary, honey. It's on the way. It's coming to Netflix. I want to know, are you going to tune in? Now, I am, because number one, I want to see why the whole British cabinet and the royal family is upset. Yes, I want to see what they're mad for. And Harry has always been that one He has always been that one. And he's good. He's just, in rare form now. He's like, why change now? Huh? So, first of all, he married an African American, and well, number one. And he married a U.S. citizen. That's number two. And they've got some children. They've got two kids. And Harry gave it all up for the love of his life and for his family and for his kids. So, I'm tuning into this, baby. I'm going to be on all, I mean, tick, 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 tick. Netflix, I got you. Uh, if I have to pay extra, I'm going to watch this because the British family is up in arms, honey. And I want to see what the problem is. What's wrong? What's the matter, bro? What's happening? I want to see. You mad? Why you mad? So yeah, I'm tuning in. So are y'all gonna tune in? What do you think about Harry and Meghan, honey, and what they're doing to the royal family? They just don't know what to do with it. They do not know what to do with Harry and Meghan. But I can tell you, man, they say Megan was a drama queen and she was over exaggerating the whole race thing or whatever. But y'all, I'm ready to see the real deal. Now they've already discredited some of the footage, some of the clips in the documentary, some of the editing. They've already ripped this thing up. So I'm going to tell you beforehand what to look for, okay? They've already ripped up the fact that they're saying that some of the paparazzi shots are not real. They're saying that some of the paparazzi shots are from other celebrities and their court cases and their situations. And they're saying that Harry and Meghan is pulling this footage and using it and da 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 da. So they're saying that part. I heard that. But are you discrediting the racial stuff? What are you saying about that? So, yeah, they've already seen it some kind of way and they've ripped it up and they don't want you to believe the hype. They don't want you to believe in what you're going to see. And I'm going to see it, and I'm not saying I'm going to believe it, but I'm going to see it. Because my whole thing is, why are you fighting it so hard? You see what I mean? When people fight something and rip it up and discredit it before it even gets on the floor, what is that about? What is that about? It's some truth in there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't true, then let the record. Let the music play. You know what I mean? Let the music play. Let the movie play. Let whatever. If it's not true, then it is what it is. But if you're discrediting before it even hits the TV, it's like, what's really going on? And if you remember, controversial documentaries like a Michael Jackson documentary or a Whitney Houston documentary and all of those particular documentaries, did you hear anything? Now, you might have heard Bobby Brown saying he didn't allow or he didn't approve or something like that, but nothing as serious as what they're doing to this documentary. And when you fight that hard, what's really going on? Is some of that really true? Why you fighting? Why you mad? What's up? You see what I'm saying? So I want to know what you guys think. Are you going to see it? Are you going to tune in? I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be popcorn ready. Boop, boop. I'm going to be watching it like it's Wakanda. I'm going to be watching that thing, baby. Trust me. So I want to know, are you guys watching it? What do you guys think? Let me know. And that's red hot number 2. Red hot number 3, yeah. You waiting on it? Were you waiting on it? Yes. This right here. This right here. Let me just say, I'm ready for every Republican. I'm ready for every independent. I'm even ready for any Democrat that wants to talk about this right here. Because from the very beginning, I said I wasn't going to do the political thing, right? I wasn't going to be her. I wasn't going to be that show that's going to be political. I wasn't going to do that. And then the race was on. And I sat back and I listened and I was like, am I being punked? Is this the Twilight Zone? I just could not honestly believe that Herschel Walker thought he was capable of running the Senate, running Georgia. I just couldn't believe it. When he first came on the scene, now I'm a type of person that gives anybody the benefit of the doubt. So when he first came on the scene, I said, let me hear what he has to say. I was like, ooh, this is okay. He's not running. You can't be serious. And then he kept going. And then he kept going. And then he went all the way to the ballot box. Then he had to have a runoff. I was like, oh my goodness. People were in the streets campaigning for Herschel Walker. People were running ads for Herschel Walker. And then I was just like, I just need to understand. Was it that he was a Republican and you're just voting down the party line? Is that what's going on? Because there is no way you can consciously, mentally, intellectually be for someone after sitting and listening to Herschel Walker for 5 minutes and go to the ballot box and vote for him. The only way I can wrap my brain around y'all going all the way to a runoff with this cat is that you were voting down party lines. That's the only way I can think about it, because you were just checking he was a Republican. Because policies and laws and all of that went out the window if you listened 5 minutes, if you could take it that long. You party line voters, you're going to have to change the strategy. You're going to have to listen to who is best for the seat. Now, that's enough on the Republican side. Let's get down this Democrat side. You can't vote down the line Democrat when it comes to every person on your ballot, because everybody's not for the job. You're going to have to listen and research and find out what these people have done, not personally, but in office. Or if they're running for office, what are their platforms? What are they standing on? We're going to have to do more than vote down blue and red. We got to, because our nation your children, your life depends on it. We've got to be real. You got to be real. Now, Reverend Senator Warnock, and I hope I spelled his name right. He is the right man for the job. Not only does he know what he's talking about, he has done some things already for Georgians and for the people of Georgia. He's his track record. He's got a good track record. Now, privately, I don't know the man. I don't go to his church. I don't know his wife, ex-wife, children. I don't know any of that. But I am a firm believer of however you run your house is how you run everything else, whether that's business, church, or politics. So, Reverend Senator Warnock, I'm happy. Trust me. I'm happy you won, sir. But all of that, what was in the media about you, your church, your business, your family, whatever, get it straight. Clean it up. Clean it up. Because it wasn't just out there to beat you up. It was out there for you to know where to get it done, where to clean it up. Okay, let's just be real. It's giving you an opportunity to look at yourself and figure out what you need to fix and work on. I mean, that's just it. They say that every comical joke, whether good or bad, is a thin line of truth somewhere in there. And this is comedy, right? And then you think about, okay, growing up, I was always told that a drunk person will tell you the truth. Okay. So take that drunk person telling the truth and take that, even if it's, bad, good, whatever, something in there is the truth. Put that together and find out, okay, what exactly did they say about me, right? And then if it's not true, then don't worry about it. But if a piece of that or some of that was true, this is your opportunity to clean it up. Because what we don't want to do is don't take heed to what was said. Don't clean up around your own front door. And lo and behold, these stories come to the forefront and outshine your record, what you're doing with Georgia. We don't want that. Okay? I'm glad you won. Trust me, I'm excited you won. But those are my thoughts about the campaign. You ran a decent campaign. You could have went in on so many levels, but you didn't. You went in on the things that he went in on you for. He was talking about you and your ex and your children, so you went for that because, he was talking about yours. Okay, I got all that. But all the stuff about the church and the business and the apartment complex, all of that, if it's not true, then it is what it is. But I would double check, triple check the allegations and find out who those people were that were willing to talk against you in the ads. I would have, and this is just a suggestion, Senator, I would pull every ad he ran against me. You hear me? I would pull every ad and look at it, study it, write some notes down, And if you saw some people that you know or whatever, don't know or whatever, I would try to find them. I would try to find them. And I wouldn't do nothing to them. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't do nothing like that. But I would ask them, why, why did you feel that way? Why did you feel like you needed to say that about me? And especially if it's not true. Now, if it's true, you need to go fix it. But if it's not true, don't you want to find out why they said that? Or are you just gonna, I won and that's it? It's up to you. I'm just Miss Monroe. I'm just Lady Monroe. I'm just Monalisa Monroe. You ain't got to do what I say. But I would definitely go back and look at every ad that was ran against me and see what was being said, what was true, what was false, what was bought, what was not. Look, because there's some truth to some of that in allegation wise. And if not, then great. But if it is, clean it up. That's all I'm saying. Go fix whatever was broke. Go mend whatever was torn. Go ask for forgiveness wherever you did some damage. Clean it up. So this next go round, or even now, these stories won't haunt you, won't come back and bite you. Okay. That's just my 2 cents. So I want to know what you guys think. I'm going to check and see. Hello, Dave. How you doing? Good to see you. I know I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been? Where you been? Where you been? So, yeah, just what do you think about the Red Hot Topics, Dave? What is your thoughts? And I'll go to the very beginning of our Red Hots. WNBA star Brittany Griner released. She's coming home. What are your thoughts about that? About Brittany coming home? And what are your thoughts about the whole situation? The whole thing. I have to honestly say, I was like, what? When it first came out, I was like, what did she do so wrong? That's what I was curious about. But then as I read, as I studied, I started to notice that countries got different laws, sweetie. And sir, you can't do a lot and you can't move around a lot. So you want to do the research before you leave a country and say, okay, what can I do? What can I not do? Or whatever. But anyway, long story short, she was carrying some illegal substance in her luggage. And that's the reason why she was pulled out, checked, what do you call it? Security checked and all of that. And that's the reason for the arrest. Now, does the time fit the crime? Look, in their country, that's the thing. You're not here. You're not in the U.S. So they kept you for a while. I think she was there for 2 years. But she was there for a minute. So I don't know the treatment. I mean, they were told that she had horrible treatment. This was not one of those jail cells in America that they send to the celebrities and the athletes and whatever. If you got money, this was the real jail. And so they said the treatment of her was not well, just the whole gamut, just the whole deal. And so the arrangement for this prisoner swap was months ago. And I don't know how long it takes for the whole process to do. I don't know. But all I know is that I remember giving you some footage, some coverage on all of this. And so to now finally get to this point, I'm sure she's glad, and her family and her team and all of that is happy that she's out. And then on top of that, I was thinking, man, the WNBA, they were the ones that were going hard to the paint in 2020 and 2021 about equal justice, equal rights. I mean, what happened? How come they didn't go in for their teammate? Well, later I found out that they were told that they couldn't. Now don't get me wrong. The NBA is like, what? We can do what we want. True, but they said that it would jeopardize her in prison. It would cause issues, cause problems as she was in jail. And so that is the reason why the WNBA did not go in for Britney. And so when I found that out, I was like, no wonder, because the WNBA is no joke. They protest, they refuse pay. I mean, they were like, so yeah, but good news, she's home. And I wanted to know what you guys thought about it all. What do you think about the release of Britney? And she's finally coming home. Yay! And I'm just happy that she's safe. I'm happy that she's here, because you don't ever want to go to jail, number one. And you don't ever want to go to jail in another country, number two. Man, because yeah, you don't want to do that. So I'm just curious to know what you guys thought about that. That's red hot number one. And red hot number two was the Meghan and Prince Harry's documentary that is on the way to Netflix. It's probably already there now. It's in your wait column. What is it? Something wait. What is it? Because Netflix has like 3 columns. What's happening next week? What's coming up next month or something like that, and can't wait or something like that. It's I'm sure it's in one of those 3 categories, because baby, it's on the way. So will you tune in to this documentary? Okay, I'm gonna tune in. Why? Because I'm the news. Hey, I gotta watch what you're watching. I gotta talk about what you're talking about. That's number one. Number two is I want to know what the fuss is about. I want to know why you're mad. Who's mad? The British family, the royal palace, everybody. England is in an uproar because they're saying they've already ripped it up. They're saying that the footage is fake, and some of the edits of the scenes were not hers and his. It's false allegations. It's not even their story. Oh, they went in. They went in on this documentary. That is the very reason why I'm going to be front and center with popcorn, because I'm curious to know why you're mad. And you talked about everything but the allegations of the racist comments and the racist treatment that you're giving Meghan. Okay, so the paparazzi might have been a little less, or the edits from the paparazzi scenes weren't hers. What about the way you treated her? How about that part? How about the fact that she's going to straight up tell the world how y'all treated her? How about that part? So I am going to be watching. So I wanted to know if you're going to be watching. What do you think? Now, most of you guys are at work, at lunch, all of that. You gotta sneak in and let me know, because I am so curious on what you think about this documentary. Sneak in, click it, tell me what you think, because I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. And the third and last red hot topic, and then I do have a little bit, I do have some other information that I want to give you guys, but let's talk a little bit about this race. So here we are at this runoff, right? And I'm sitting here going, I can't believe I'm in this seat. I mean, I'm just like, I can't believe that I am here Uh, again, that's what I was shocked about. Why am I here again? And on top of that, it's like, oh my gosh, Reverend Senator Warnock is going to a runoff with this cat. What? A runoff? That was just, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. And I want to show, well, of course, it never works out for me when I do that. I should just work on getting it done before I get on the air. But it's all good because I'm going to try to get that done later. But what are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on Senator Warnock going all the way to a runoff with this cat? Oh my gosh. And I'm just gonna be real. Like the ad said, I'm sitting here going, it's embarrassing. It was just embarrassing to me because what you were talking about didn't make sense. You never addressed what you're going to do and to the problems that's going on in Georgia. You never mentioned housing. You never mentioned healthcare. You never mentioned, well, you did mention abortion because abortion was one of your things you were fighting because the allegations were that you were paying for abortion. So it's like, why? And so I wanted to think that because I know Republicans, I know some Republicans, and we don't have a bicker back and forth because, politics is not our friendship. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to say, what? And they're Republicans. And some of them even voted for Trump, but they were not. I'm not voting for him because he's not what we want representing us in the Senate. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay. So everyone is not thinking like that because I was curious. I was like, what in the world? So that's what happened. It was Republicans that went into the ballot box and did not vote for Herschel Walker and did not vote for Senator Warnock. So they didn't even vote, which was like, wow. But if I remember, it was a lot of Democrats that didn't vote when it came down to Biden and when it came down to Hillary, I think it was. Yeah, Hillary and Trump. It was a lot of Democrats that didn't vote because they didn't like Hillary. Man. But to me, again, that's voting down party lines. That's not thinking about who's best for the job. If you don't vote at all, you're just saying that my Republican isn't going to win. My Republican isn't a good candidate. Okay, you're saying that your Republican or your Democrat, let's just use both. Your Democrat or your Republican isn't a good candidate, so you're not going to vote? Because let's just say you're a Democrat and your Democrat is not a good choice, but the Republican candidate is not your party, but he's a good choice. What would you do? And then let's go vice versa. Let's say you're a Republican and your person is not a good candidate, but the Democrat is. But because he's not in your, or she, not in your party, you're not going to vote. So that's one voice of reason that didn't get counted? Or is it just, I'm voting Democrat, that's it. I don't care who, I'm just voting. I'm voting Republican, I don't care, blah, 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 blah. Is that good for your country, though? Is that good for your state? Is that good for your city? Is that good for your house? Because policies affect you personally. It trickles down to you. Whoever you have up here, whatever decisions that are being made up here, trickle down to you. And you don't want to say anything about that? Come on. You don't want to say anything? So whatever is going on up here, you good with it. That's not voting power. That's not the democratic way. That's not democracy. Let's do that. That's not democracy. Your voice counts. Your thoughts matter. Which is a good segue of bringing me to this point right here. Look, everyone has a right to vote. And just looking at the numbers of young people now that's understanding the power that they have by going to the polls is making my ears twitch. It's wonderful. Now you understand. Now you get why people died. Why people went through what they went through to cast the ballot. Now these young folks know, and they are shifting the gears of the nation. And I love it. I do. Young people, whether that's millennials, whether that's generation X, Y, Z, I don't know. You guys are blowing your horn and you are letting everyone know you have a voice. You are a force to reckon with. And I love it. I love it. Us that are older, we people that are older that understand the history of voting and all of that, we're voters. We are registered, okay? We're going to vote because we get the history. But for you younger folks to come through and change ballots, change nations, change colors on the states, and I mean, you guys are putting people in place that y'all are like, hey, this is who we want. I mean, I love it. So with that being said, let's carry that same energy into 2023, right? I know 2022 is still here. I'm not crazy. I know that. But this is preparation for you to evolve into who you're supposed to be in this space. And that's what I wanted to share with you, because the Monalisa Monroe Morning Show is also evolving into a different space. And I want everyone to appreciate the evolution of the Monalisa Monroe Morning Show, because I've noticed some ins and outs and some ups and downs. And of course, that comes with the territory. But all at the same time, I don't want you to miss the boat. I don't want you to miss the point. I don't want you to misunderstand. So that's what I'm here to do, to make it very, very clear on what we stand for and what we are doing here at the show and who we collaborate with and who we deal with and who we rub elbows, or if you want to say that, with, because we're going to be moving differently in 2023. We're going to be moving differently. And we want to take you guys on the journey with us. Don't get me wrong. We want to take you with us. But I just want you to know that it's not going to look the same. And that's good, because why be the same? And I remember Bishop was saying, no one wants to follow a parked car. I love that. How can you follow a parked car? You can't, because they've stopped. And this is what we do not want to do at the show. We don't want to stop. We want to keep on keeping on. We want to get it. We want to do that. But all at the same time, we have to have the room to grow too. We want to take you with us. We don't want to lose anybody. No man left behind. No woman left behind. No child left behind. We don't want to do any of that. So the education pieces, the political pieces, the spiritual pieces, the health and wellness pieces, the self-care pieces is what we're going to be focusing on. It is what it is, because this nation is in a state. Okay. What state? We're in a situation. Let's put it like that. We're in a state of mind. We're in a state of emergency. We're in a state. And this is an emergency because we're running out of time. And so what do you want to do with the time that you're here? You want to make an impact. You want to make a difference. You want to touch the lives of people, especially when you have certain platforms. You want to make sure that your footprint is being seen in a true light, and in the light of God. So you want to make sure that you tread lightly, that you love strongly, and that you follow God, Jesus. Okay, let's break that down. And this isn't a church platform. This isn't a religious platform, but this is a platform that I'm using to share with you the direction of the show, the direction of me, and how we're going to evolve in 2023. And that's why I sort of titled it 2023 New You, New Me, because it's not going to look the same. You can't follow a parked car. So we're going to be moving. And we don't want to leave anybody behind. So with all that being said, I would love for you to click like and share the show. Share the concept to people. You know, I know you guys see me all the time on social media posting and things like that. But I want you to also share what you think about the show. Do you want the show to go in a certain direction that you feel would be helpful? Or if you feel that's needed? And, you know, I'm not the one to get caught up in the hype. You know what I mean? I'm not chasing likes, but that's just the platform that we're in. I'm not chasing hearts or anything. I appreciate them. But what I talk about and who I am, I'm not chasing followers. I'm not trying to get seen. I don't. But as long as I am being seen, as long as I am out there, I want to make sure it's a positive note. I want to make sure everything that I say makes sense to you. So we would love, absolutely love for you to click on the new feature on Facebook that allows you to send stars to our Black media, to the Monalisa Monroe Morning Show. This helps support this platform and allows us to keep bringing you this program and these programs, because our Black media is the only platform that I know of that's doing this right here, which is bringing you live stream programs from neighborhood folk, giving it to you like we give it to you. So, with that being said, I want you to have a great Thursday. I want you to click like and share the show. And I want you to replay and rewind and rewatch the show. And leave comments, because even if you don't talk to me right now, I still go back and check and talk back. I do. I really, really do. So please tag a friend, tag a family member, tag a employee, tag, and share the good news. This is good news. Yeah, this is what's up. Have a great Thursday, y'all. I want y'all to be amazing out there. And yeah, have a good one. Bye bye.